And hello everyone, and I hope you are having a great Thursday. This honestly feels like Friday, but it's a very busy week because the NAIA National Tournament is here, and all the first round action games start tomorrow, and the second round games will be going on 2 days from now on Saturday. So obviously there's a lot of excitement in the air, and I just wanted to record this, not really an update, but record a video sharing that, of course, I know that I have done these videos talking about not just all the upcoming matchups, but doing a bracket and filling that out and sharing those predictions, and I did that, and I want to say something that what I want to say is that, I base, excuse me, I'll admit I did base my picks mainly off the seeding, and I should not have done that. So, if I offended anybody based on my selections, I sincerely apologize. That was not my intention to do that. So I just wanted to record this brief video update sharing those things, and I also want to say that I should have done a little bit more homework on all of the teams in this tournament, meaning by doing more homework on them, I should have looked at all their records, their rosters, seeing just how many players were on their roster, how many players were guards in terms of height, how many players were forwards or centers, based on height, whether it was a forward or center that was 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", maybe even 6'3". And I think in order to get a much better understanding of where all the teams are in terms of the seeding, just how truly talented they are, you obviously have to look way beyond the seeding. You have to look at all not just the seeding, but you can't focus solely on that. You have to look more in depth and in more detail about the actual team, their schedule, the team's statistics, the team's leaders in points per game, and of course the whole entire roster as far as that goes. And I did not do that before making my women's selection this year when I filled out my bracket and shared those picks with you the other day. So I know moving forward, obviously I did receive some excellent feedback someone said, please keep doing these videos, which I definitely will as we head, obviously recapping all of the first and second round games, mainly for all the Crossroads League teams, and it's a good thing I mentioned the Crossroads League, because I also wanted to briefly say that I primarily only closely follow all the Crossroads League teams, so I'm really not familiar with each individual conference in the whole entire country. I'm sort of familiar, I shouldn't say sort of, but I don't really follow every team in the GPAC, the Great Plains Athletic Conference, but I keep an eye on Dordt and Briarcliff and Northwestern out of Iowa, Orange City, Iowa, as far as that goes. A little bit. I keep up a little bit with Hastings and Morningside, and some of those teams. So, with all that said, yes, I do primarily follow and closely follow, as far as that goes, the teams in the Crossroads League. But I keep an eye a little bit on all the GPAC teams, but really outside of those two, maybe even the Mid-South a little bit with teams like Campbellsville and Georgetown, and Freed Hardman, as well as, Lindsey Wilson, some of those teams, and obviously, I keep an eye on a few of those teams, but again, I don't closely follow each individual conference. So, obviously when I made all of my selections, I hope that, I really hope that, that anyone did not take that the wrong way with, maybe, some of you thought, that maybe I don't closely follow each individual conference, which is the case, or maybe, anybody might have thought, well, maybe, he follows like all the conferences. Why did he make the selections the way he did? And I just wanted to say that, I closely follow particularly the teams in the Crossroads League, with being a huge Indiana Wesleyan fan, And so, I definitely wanted to clarify that, and let you know that, I definitely should have done more homework, and and that with doing more homework on all the teams that made the tournament, and going more in depth and more specific with that. But I know now that moving forward in the seasons ahead, I definitely plan on doing more homework in the years ahead for the national tournament, for all the records, the team statistics, as well as their roster size, and regards of height from all the players, and making sure I either have all that written down in my note selection on my iPad, to where I can record these videos a year or 2 years from now, and share with you my selections on my official women's bracket. Of course, I'm only going to do women's brackets, I think, because the women's is always more interesting. Now, don't get me wrong, the men's side is also really interesting, but I'm really a big women's basketball fan in general. Even in the NCAA, I enjoy watching LSU, South Carolina, UConn, Texas, and really the top tier teams in the NCAA. So again, that's my primary teams, and that I pay attention to, and really outside of the Crossroads League, a little bit of a GPAC, and the NAIA. Really the only other teams I closely follow is the top tier teams, really top 5, top 10 teams in the NCAA Division I. So I definitely wanted to clarify all that up, and tell you that in the WBB National Tournament in the years ahead, I'm going to keep doing these videos, and I'll definitely do it. I'll definitely do a lot better with these videos in the years ahead, just talking about all the teams, and going more specifically. And then, of course, while I'm sharing my bracket predictions, filling out, not filling out, but while I'm sharing with you my bracket predictions, at the same time, have my iPad pulled up to where, I take notes of each individual team that made it, their records, their team statistics, the roster, that sort of thing. So we're all on the same page. So again, thank you so much for tuning into these videos, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm still going to be doing them. And my next video updates will be coming your way, I believe, to Saturday morning. I hope to do it Saturday morning, recapping the first round action, and then recapping the second round action on Monday, giving you a preview for the final site matchups for both the men and women, specifically focusing on the Crossroads League schools, but at the same time, outside of those recaps, recording videos talking about giving you video updates about my bracket predictions, how that's going after each individual round. I'm still going to do all that. So as long as for however long the Crossroads League schools, men and the women, are in the national tournament, more specifically on the women's side, I'll be updating my women's bracket after each individual round, and not just that, but through the entire national tournament after each round, updating my women's bracket, so we're all on the same page with that. And then until all the Crossroads League teams lose in the national tournament, I'll be doing recaps from both the men and the women, giving you all that information. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have been enjoying all of my videos that I've been doing with these game recaps, and this especially for the very first time this year, during national tournament editions of Matt's Sports Talk. So again, if you're enjoying these videos, please either like, comment, or subscribe. Any one of those options helps me out greatly. Thanks so much for watching. It's going to be a great weekend. There's a lot of excitement in the air. We got some really big matchups this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day, and God bless.